We have freedom of press. Is that the attorney?
Sir, it's time to go.
Does he understand that we have freedom of press in this country?
Yes, sir.
I'm not being difficult or disorderly.
All right, sir, we're going to call the police right now.
You're in a government building creating a disturbance.
No, I'm not.
I have just
You are,
advised
sir.
you.
Calm down. You are.
You're engaged in a lawful process. The way you're doing it about it is creating a circumstance to make people feel unsafe.
Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. Today we're at the Cecil County Government Administrative Building here in Cecil County, Maryland. We're here today to peacefully exercise our First Amendment right to film in public and publicly accessible areas, to promote transparency and accountability within our government, and to ensure that our public servants respect our rights and treat us with respect. Let's get into it. I gotta get a shirt that says this. Notice, all activities monitored by video camera. Cecil County Administration Building. Main directory. Here we go. First floor. County boardroom, finance, parks and recreation, facilities, management, purchasing, liquor board, board of elections, office of county executive on the second floor, county council, land use and development services, public works, information technology, economic development, human resources. There goes our friendly reminder that they are always recording us, even though it seems to always be a problem when we record them. Hopefully not today. Hopefully today is a good day. County Council's office here. I don't know if he's talking to me. Hi, sir, how are you? Hi, who are you, sir?
With facilities management.
Facilities management?
Yeah. Is there something I can help you with?
Oh, no, not at this time.
Okay.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
That's what you're up to?
Yeah, I'm just taking some pictures and video of the building.
For?
I'm an independent journalist.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
As long as you stay in the public area, you're good.
Sure. Just had to say that. Didn't he? As long as you stay in the public areas of the building. They just love to get that little directive in there. He must have been learning from the police.
Sir, who are you with? Sir, who
Yes.
are you with?
I'm not with anybody.
Why are you videotaping the building?
I'm just taking some pictures and video, ma'am. I'm not with anybody, I'm by myself.
Okay. Does anyone know that you're in here videoing?
You and probably one other person. Probably everybody that they see me walk up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me one moment.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
I'll be right back. Okay. Okay.
He's videotaping in here. He's video recording in here. What is he doing?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
How can we help you?
Who are you?
I'm just wondering what's going on with the camera.
Oh, I don't know who you are, so I don't know how you can help me.
Okay.
Do you work here?
I do.
In what capacity?
I'm sorry?
In what capacity?
I don't understand what you're saying.
In what capacity do you work here? What position?
Well, you're recording, so I'd rather not speak right now until I know what's going on with it.
But if you work here, that means you work for the public, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Can I have a message?
I don't even know who you are. Yeah.
Sir, did you sign in at the front desk?
I'm sorry?
Did you sign in?
No, there was no signs, or I didn't talk to anybody that said I need to sign in, no. I did.
Okay, did you sign in the book?
No, I did not sign in. No. Sure, no problem. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, everyone's supposed to be signed in, it comes in on.
Oh, no problem.
That's why I kind of like, hey, what's going on?
Oh, because you knew I didn't sign in?
Well, I just found out that you didn't sign in.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
everyone that comes through the front door is supposed to sign in.
Oh, sure, no problem.
Thanks, Brenda.
This gentleman did not sign in with you.
No, he did not, you needed to sign in as a payment.
Sure. Where's the sign-in sheet?
Right on the counter.
Not a problem.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Never have a problem signing in. It's not a big deal.
Can we help you with something?
I'm sorry?
Can we help you with something?
Who are you?
Who are you, Gordon?
I said, who are you?
I'm working in the permanent's office.
And your
We're seeing
name?
you're being recorded.
Your name?
Can I ask why we're being recorded before I get the chief? Can we get the chief
Who's the chief?
of the permanent office up? Do you want to talk to him?
Sure, that's fine. I have no issue with that.
Go get Bill. He's coming right now.
Okay, yeah, sure.
He should take a video.
What do you need?
Hey, how are you?
All right.
You said, she said that you were the chief of the,
What is that for?
I'm just asking who you are. I want to know who you
I
are
don't know
first.
what that's for.
What do you mean?
The camera you got.
The camera, it's used to record. Who are you? I mean, you wanted to come out here and talk to me, but you don't.
You need to get. That's all right.
You wanted to come out here and talk to me, but you don't want to be polite and professional? Interesting. Chief.
Excuse me, sir.
That's
Can
county
you leave,
clerk.
please?
Excuse me?
We're going to ask you to leave now, okay? I don't believe you have permission to be filming in here right now, okay?
Who are you, ma'am?
My name is Virginia Smith. I am an executive assistant for the administration office. Let's go.
But why would you tell me to leave? This is a public
Because you don't
building.
have permission to be filming right now, so I'm going to ask you to leave. The county attorney has asked me to
Yeah.
forward that information to you. So let's go.
But I'm here conducting business.
Not with the camera, so it's
There's-
time to go.
But what about the camera makes it that I can't be
I'm
here?
just gonna call our resource officer and he's gonna come down, but I'm going to ask you nicely to come out and wait up there
But
with
what-
your camera.
Yeah, but all I'm asking you, Virginia, is that what makes the camera? There's security cameras in this building, correct? There's cameras all over the building. What's the difference between my camera and your cameras?
It's time to go.
What's the difference? Do you not want an independent journalist looking at your building? Do you guys have something to hide, or?
Hey, I'm here with the gentleman right now. He's arguing that he can stay. I'm calling the police officer to come, but I'm on the phone with you now.
We have freedom of press. Is that the attorney?
Sir, it's time to go.
Does he understand that we have freedom of press in this country?
Yes, sir.
I'm not being difficult or
All right.
disorderly.
All right, sir, we're gonna call the police right now, okay?
Okay.
I would appreciate it if you would
You-
head to the front.
Okay, no problem. I'll wait for them there. I'll wait for them there. Not a problem. Hopefully they can educate you on our First Amendment right of freedom of press, Virginia. So let's see who's in charge of this building so we know who to contact. Councilmember Al Miller, William Coots, Jackie Gregory, Robert Melfi, and the last person is Danielle, excuse me. Hi, sir. How are you?
All right, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Can I just get your name and badge number, please?
It's 768.
Okay.
We don't actually have badge numbers, we have ID numbers.
ID number.
And it's Sergeant Kalinsky.
Sergeant Kalinsky.
What is going on today?
I don't know. The woman asked me to wait here for you, and maybe you can explain it to them. So I'm an independent journalist, like I explained to them. I'm just gathering. I'm in the publicly accessible areas of this building, this public building. I'm not going into restricted areas. I'm not disturbing any business. I'm not doing anything. I'm just peacefully filming in the publicly accessible areas. I'm working on my story, which I'm allowed to do under the First Amendment of the Constitution that you took an oath to. I'm also doing some public records requests while I'm here, but apparently they're trying to remove me from the building, telling me that because I'm recording, which is a First Amendment protected activity, because I'm recording, they don't want me in the building, which I find very ironic because there's a lot of cameras in this building already. But I'm just want to continue about my business and be done and move on with my day, sir.
Okay, so as far as this is the publicly accessible part of the building. As far as the county's policies inside the offices, I'm not 100% sure on their policy, but if they're telling you that you can't be... I'm out with the subject. Can we even out the, just so I know who I'm talking to, do you have your ID on you?
Oh, I don't provide ID unless I've committed a crime, sir.
All right, I'm investigating right now whether a crime has occurred, so I need to put into my records and the incident report that I'll end up having to write about this, who I was speaking to document in case you decide to go to the sheriff's office and ask for footage or the card on why I was dispatched.
Believe me, I'll be asking for all the footage.
So,
but it doesn't, sorry, in the state of Maryland, I don't have to provide you with my ID?
you don't have to provide me with your ID, but you do have to identify yourself while you conduct
Unless,
the
what crime
investigation.
do you suspect me of committing?
At some point, if the county administration decides that they don't want you in the building because you're creating a nuisance, you would be trespassing. So you could
Trespass from a public building?
Yes, you can be trespassed from a public building, sir.
Okay, so what crime are you suspecting me of committing at this moment?
I'm investigating a trespassing call, sir. A call to 911.
You're investigating a trespassing call.
You can double talk all you want, sir. I need your
I'm
first
not
name,
double
your middle
tagging.
name, your last name, and date of birth.
I'm not double talking. I would prefer to just leave and not give you any information.
Okay.
But under
That's up to you.
under threat of arrest. So if I don't give you if I stay in this
Sir, I'm
building,
conducting the investigation.
are you going to arrest
Stop
me?
talking.
Are you?
Listen, I'm
Sir, I can
conducting
talk
an
whenever I
investigation.
want.
If you do not want to provide me your name, your date of birth, so that I can document that we had this interaction, you are in a government building creating a disturbance.
No,
now.
I'm not.
I have just
You are,
advised
sir.
you. that
Calm
you're
down.
creating
You
a
are.
disturbance. So you have a choice. You can provide me the information and we can go back to having a general conversation, or you can do as you just said, exit. Because then, if you do not exit, I'm going to give you one opportunity to exit, and then you may end up being under arrest.
I understand. Sir, I just have a business to conduct here. You know what the Maryland Public Information Act is?
I am very familiar with it.
Okay,
Are you going to provide me your name, sir?
Do I need to provide my name for the Public Information Act, sir?
No. If you want to turn that off and stand out there and tell me your name without the camera on, that's up to you. I don't care. I need to know who I'm talking to.
Yeah, but sir, I'm not committing any crimes. That's what I'm telling you.
Sir, I'm telling. That's not for you to determine. That's for me to determine.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you don't want to provide me with your contact information, and they tell me that they don't want you in the building, which
Then what would happen? Then I would leave,
I would
correct?
ask you to leave.
But you wouldn't get my. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, because you're not gonna get my name.
Okay.
So you can
Then
go.
I've already been told
so you
that they
can,
want you trespassed from the building.
Okay, so they want me trespassed from the building.
They
Okay,
want
great.
You to leave.
Great, no
Creating
problem.
Disturbance.
Violating constitutional rights of freedom of press, sir. Can I ask for your supervisor, please?
It's right there, actually.
Great. So I'll go talk to him. Hi. Hi, how are you? Maybe we can have a more reasonable conversation, sir. I'm a journalist. I'm just taking some pictures and videos in the publicly accessible areas. I'm not disturbing anybody. I'm not even talking to anybody. Also, I wanted to do, for my story, a public information request from the Maryland PIA Act. So, they're making a big deal about the camera, not because of my behavior, just the camera, and which, listen, I can understand, but as law enforcement officers, I'm not breaking the law. He's demanding ID. Your sergeant over here is demanding ID, or I'll be arrested, even though I haven't broken any laws. So I'm just trying to conduct my business here. Me holding a camera, what's your title?
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant. Me holding a camera, Lieutenant, doesn't really change anything. If I came in here with some spy glasses, right, and I conducted my business.
If you were doing something surreptitious,
yeah,
you're being open.
I'm being open. So, but if I came with glasses, you would never know, and then I'd get all my recording anyway. But because I'm being open and I'm telling you I'm an independent journalist, I just want to conduct my business, which is the Maryland Public Information Act, and I want to conduct my business, get my pictures. I already got most of them, and I'll be gone. I'm not trying to harass anybody. I'm not doing any of that.
So here's where we're coming from. One, you are correct. You do have the right to It's a public building.
Yeah.
But what I would also say to you is if you're aware of the laws from the Freedom of Information, the MPIA you're requesting,
Yeah.
usually that is done via a document, a process.
Yeah.
That's not something that, like, if you showed up to the sheriff's office and said, I want to submit an MPIA, we would give you a form, you
Correct.
would fill that out, and then it would be granted.
Yeah.
So it's a little non-traditional in what you're doing.
No.
in the
I
sense
think
of
you're
coming
misunderstanding because the point of me filming is to document my process of filling out the PIA. I'm not saying that my recording is the PIA. I'm saying that I want to fill out a PIA while I'm here.
You're trying to create and try to get an understanding of what does the process look.
Exactly.
And
And the document of the building. Publicly accessible areas only. I'm not going into restricted areas.
No, I respect that.
That's it.
One, I don't believe that there's an issue with the fact of you wanting to do what you're doing. I don't believe we're asserting as a crime or nefarious.
Okay.
I think the circumstance comes back to that when you come in and you have it, one, Maryland is a two-party state.
Yeah.
So if you're recording the other person, now I do not have a reasonable, you can record me during the course of my business, and as long as you don't interfere with my performance or create a safety risk, you're free to record.
Yeah.
Private citizens are something completely different.
And I completely understand
therefore,
that.
If somebody asserts, or thereby the person who's building this asserts that they do not want the recording of, they don't want to be recorded, then you have to stop recording that.
Yeah. Well, the Maryland law you're referring to.
It's a two-party consent.
Audio, and it's not like it applies. That it's more for phone calls, recording phone calls. It's not
any electronic means. For example, there are public buildings where it's prohibited by law to record, even though it's a public building. An example
is
would
this
be
one
the
of those
courthouse.
buildings? Yeah, exactly. A courthouse I could understand.
No, but that would be an exception to that law. So they're adding to it. We're not taking away from the law. We're going off of the law, and the law says that if somebody does not want to be recorded audio and video, again, there's no
it's not
mechanism.
video. I know for sure it's not video. It's not video. It's audio recording. Okay. And because at the end of the day, there's cameras inside of this building.
But here's what
that's
the
recording
issue is.
everybody.
It is notified that you are being recorded on this premise.
Yeah, and anybody who comes up to me and I say, "Hey, I'm an independent journalist. I am recording. Are you recording?" And then they can walk away.
So
sir.
how about what I think?
I'm not forcing people to talk to me and communicate with me. You see what I'm saying?
The issue was, I just spoke to the lady that asked you to leave. You want to identify yourself. And you're right, it's audio. Those cameras only record video. They don't record audio. And you went into offices.
I went into publicly accessible offices, sir.
Yes.
I'm trying to conduct business.
Okay, so this is
they're government workers.
So here's what I'm trying to do, right? I want to be able to make sure that we can appease both parties if possible. And so what I mean by that is we have the safety, and this is these people's workspace, albeit they work
for the public,
for a public government, public servants.
Yeah.
To some extent, in today's culture, there's a couple ways to do this. Maybe a more appropriate way would have been to engage with the public affairs officer here that the county has. Say, this is what I'm attempting to do. I would like to document the MPIA process and how it occurs in Cecil County per se.
Correct.
Okay. And they could set up a scenario for you to be able to do that so that we have assurances. In a public building, it's not a question of asserting the illegality, it's a stumbling word, of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're engaged in a lawful process. The way you're doing it about it is creating a circumstance to make people feel unsafe. Now, you clearly have educated yourself to some extent as to how to operate because out of concern, you don't want to create a circumstance.
Exactly,
right?
and that's why some people
who
record and do these.
I'm familiar with First Amendment orders.
Okay, great. So some people who do that, they don't want to answer any questions.
Sure.
I'm not like that. I'm an independent journalist.
And
I'm
so
telling you what I'm doing.
in the spirit of that independent journalism, and if you're going after the most truthful circumstance, you would want people to be interacting with you to demonstrate and further explain so that your information that you're recording and what you're attempting to do could be the most informative as possible, right?
Yeah.
Because journalism is the pursuit of truth, not changing the facts to fit a narrative,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
So
that,
what
I'm not doing that at
and
all.
I'm not asserting. What I'm saying is under the pretext of that truth, I would ask that you look to an alternative means to communicate with the PA. I can get you a point of contact.
I'm trying to communicate with. I was speaking with Virginia from the executive's office.
Okay.
I'm trying.
And so let me do this. Doing that without a camera in somebody's face.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But it bothers these people.
Yeah.
And it bothers them
But
because
they need to understand. They need to understand.
understand.
And this is another educational thing, sir. They need to understand that they have no expectation of privacy in public. There is no expectation of privacy in public. Especially, I'm not going into.
I'm not an attorney
restrooms.
unless you can show me that you are not either.
Okay,
so
great.
What I'm saying to you is we have a county attorney who is a bar certified attorney, and right, wrong, or indifferent, I'm a law enforcement officer.
Yeah, you enforce laws.
I enforce laws.
Not feelings.
And I interpret the application of law based off of court precedent.
Is anything that I'm
doing
doing illegal, sir? Since that's what you do. Would you say that I'm breaking any laws?
I would say that you are creating the unintended consequence of you using the pretext of recording, that exercising your First Amendment has created a circumstance that has become troublesome for the normal conducting of business, because that's the issue.
So you're basically,
becomes a fine line.
Lieutenant, you're saying that because I'm exercising a constitutional right, I am therefore unintentionally, you said, unintentionally creating some type of disturbance, for lack of a better word.
I'm saying that what you're doing is creating a circumstance whereby there are people that have the means to conduct governmental business. Government has a right to continue to conduct business. And what I'm saying is
completely agree
that an unintended consequence, not of you exercising your First Amendment right, is the actions that you're doing and the intent of what you're doing and the way you're going about doing it. And what I mean by that is by not allowing yourself to be identified in the circumstance of what we're
That's
being
my Fourth
conducted.
Amendment right, not to be able to have unreasonable search and seizure.
Is protection of nobody's attempting
to seize my identity.
That's
yes, it is
an improper application.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I don't seize your identity.
You seize a driver's license. Yeah, that would be a violation of my Fourth Amendment.
No, the Maryland driver's license, the driver's license itself. Okay, give me a minute.
Yeah, no problem. I would just like to conduct my business, if at all possible, and exercise my constitutional right.
Why wouldn't you just wear something that says press so that they know who you are?
Sir, I mean, what does that even matter? If I put a press sticker on my, sir, be reasonable.
No,
if I still put a press
why.
sticker, would that make it better?
It's 2022. I teach active shooter classes
Okay.
here for the employees.
Okay.
And a lot of them have been through that class. So if someone comes in holding something in their arms, not wanting to tell them who they are, they get scared. They work in a building that doesn't have this happen very often.
Sir, in any of your classes, since this is interesting that you do that, because I don't know anything about active shooters, but in any of your classes, have you ever taught the fact that they're going to come in the building with a camera? Be honest.
Ever come into the building
with a camera?
No. Well, actually, yes. New Zealand and Christchurch.
Yeah.
That guy was live streaming what he did.
Okay.
So, yes, it actually has happened.
So I've got some clarification, as I said, indicated earlier. I want
How you doing, sir?
be able to successfully. I want you to be able to successfully do what it is that you're wanting to do and exercise your constitutional right. So
I'd appreciate that.
You are authorized to come in here. You're authorized to video record, not audio, but you can video record actions down here in any unrestricted area that is accessible down here. As far as going into offices and private workspaces and different things like that, you're not going to be able to do that, but you're able to go ahead down here. I don't need your ID. You can go ahead and finish doing what you have to do down here on the first level of this building, and then hopefully you have a successful.
Could you hopefully, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be successful because I'm not going away in cuffs and you haven't violated my rights. So that's a success for me. That's a success for me, believe it or not. So who do I speak to, and so I don't have to wander the building and speak to everybody for the PIA? Who would I speak to for running that?
For when you say PIA,
public information to make a Public Information Act request.
I'll get you that name.
Yeah, because I just want to go.
Name and number.
But I would like to go see them and fill it out. That's my hope. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I wanted to do. Thank you, sir.
I know the name.
No, I'm sure there's some instance, but it's not common. That's all I'm saying. It's not common.
No, but actually, if you look at that,
Yeah.
when we first started teaching the class, those bollards, those things,
Yeah.
that planter,
Yeah, to
wasn't
keep
there.
to keep
Yeah, because
vehicles
this
from
building replicates a building in California where that happened.
yeah to keep
Government building.
to keep somebody from driving their car into the
It used to
building.
be it used to be just a strip.
Okay,
See with a handicap?
I'm all for safety, man.
No, that's
I'm all for safety.
the only reason I was asking.
You know,
Poor lady,
I get it.
didn't know what you were doing.
No, but I tell them it's not like I'm just I don't have to answer any questions, but I tell them just because I understand that the public might see this as unusual, right? I understand that, so I say, hey, listen, I'm an independent journalist. I'm just gathering content for a
I
story.
actually think it's cool.
That's it.
I just wanted to know who you were.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to
Could've just
do.
said your first name and I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, I just wanted to do what I have the right to do. That's the whole point of what I do, and to educate.
Where do you put this?
And to educate. YouTube.
What's the name of your channel?
I'll let you write it down. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm interested. I want to see what you do.
Yeah, I think you'll appreciate my videos and the way I handle it. Really. Long Island Audit.
Are you from? Where are you from? The island?
Long Island Audit. I'm from Suffolk.
I'm from
What's
Westchester.
happening,
Oh, really?
is, we've made the request. I don't work in this building. So
Yeah.
I know all of the different departments. We're having an MPIA form brought down so that you can complete the MPIA
Thank you.
form. Once the MPIA form is done, you can turn it into this lady right here, and she'll take it to the appropriate department, and then they'll comply with whatever the request is on the MPIA.
Perfect.
All right?
I already got all my footage reasonably. I got all my footage from upstairs and downstairs that I need. So that's unnecessary. The last thing I just have to do is the PIA, and then I'll be out of here.
And so what I would say to you is maybe as you're doing your editing and assessing your documents and saying, I missed this, I would have liked to get this. And just for future reference, you have a good understanding of your constitutional right to be able to do so. I would say that you're misinformed as it relates to the Fourth Amendment and as it relates to a driver's license. That driver's license is not yours.
Yeah.
It's actually property of Maryland.
It's not the actual driver's license. I'm saying maybe let's both do research at the end of this.
I know my end.
I'm saying to see why can't you exactly? So why can't you demand me to provide you my ID, to provide you my name? Why can't you demand that?
Right now?
Yeah, why couldn't you?
Because I don't have a criminal act or something along those lines that's being conducted. I have a right to ask.
Yes, of course you do.
But if you choose to tell me that you don't want to identify me, or identify yourself, that's fine.
Now,
then
what violation?
One
more thing. So what if you told me, sir, if you don't provide me with your name and date of birth, I'm going to arrest you, and I give it to you, right? You just said you couldn't, but let's just say, because it's happened to me before, let's just say that happened.
I'm not going to.
I'm just saying, but what would that be a violation of?
Hypothetical.
But I'm telling you, look at the case law. That would be a violation of my Fourth Amendment. If you forced me under threat of arrest to identify myself, that would be a violation.
By virtue of me telling you that, I've prevented your free passage. So based on the fact that you're determined as to whether or not I have probable cause to do so, I cannot answer that question. It would be a totality of circumstances.
Okay.
So there could be something else.
I'm investigating the trespass.
Yeah.
Right. We received a report of a trespass. We did not receive a report of an individual who was engaged in a First Amendment type activity. We
Correct.
received a report of a trespass.
Correct.
Once we come in under that pretext, okay, we now have an allegation of a criminal act.
Correct.
Once that allegation occurs, then the law states that we do have mechanism to determine.
If you suspect, if you have reasonable suspicion of a crime,
reasonable suspicion.
of a crime, correct.
So based
I was going to ask you to
off
leave. If you didn't want to tell me who you were, then I was going to give you an option.
Thank you, Major.
This is the form you fill out.
Okay.
You can turn it in to the lady here.
Thank you, Major. I appreciate that.
Most of the time, they're not done in person, they're done online or other ways.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We don't have the forms down here on a regular basis.
Oh,
but
okay. I gotcha. No, I just like to do it in person just to document the process because I'm for transparency for the government. So that's.
And so are we. I mean, again, there's nobody more transparent than law enforcement.
Yeah.
Everything we do is audio, video, and it's on.
You guys should be getting body cameras soon, right?
By 2025.
Yeah.
So per the law.
Per the law.
So the reality of that is that going back to your question, once we have an allegation of a criminal act that's in play, our job is to then begin to assess what is that totality of circumstances. One of those totalities is we are in a public building. that doesn't mean that somebody can't trespass here. So that presumption on your end that just because I'm in here under exercising a constitutional right and that you cannot be arrested for trespass here is misinformed and incorrect.
Okay.
Now,
So
based on our collection of the totality of circumstances, we've now made the determination that there isn't a criminal act in report. So therefore, your identity is one that
I think we're misunderstanding, because I don't think that I can't be trespassed from a public building. I'm saying that unless I am acting in a way that would disturb the.
That's what I did tell you.
Listen, unless I'm acting in a way or conducting myself in a criminal way that would disturb the normal governmental operations of this building.
Stop. Criminal doesn't mean necessary. Understand that by you intervening in the affairs of the government and the actions of its normal business, that in and of itself now becomes part of probable cause as to defining the trespass. Because at that point, you've transitioned.
You would have to articulate what exactly I'm doing.
And that would be that you disrupted an individual who's engaged in normal governmental affairs, who, based off of the actions taken by you,
constitutionally protected actions,
whatever,
yep,
that they understand a citizen can't violate another citizen's constitutional right. Only the government can. We are representatives of the government.
Exactly.
So you exercising and her exercising her. It's like two opposite ends of the magnet. They don't connect, they push each other apart. So she is different. Our peace can't be disturbed. You can't trespass us, but you can a regular citizen because they have same constitutional effects that you do. And if you are prohibiting them from exercising their things, that becomes part of the probable cause of trespass.
But that's the reason why I'm not being trespassed now, correct? Is because I'm engaged in.
We chose not to continue down because we did a totality of circumstances based on the case. We had an interaction, we had a simple conversation to attempt to determine what it is that you're trying to do. And based off what you're telling me, okay, I get where you're at. If we wanted to, we could go back, communicate with that individual, gather her information, and it's a misdemeanor that didn't occur in our presence, we could take a charge in the district court out for trespass at that point, based off that fact. But based off the totality and the investigation that's been completed, we don't see a reason to do that. So therefore, at this point, there's no reason to identify. You're going to complete the form, which requires you to identify yourself to them and specifically what you're asking for. And at the end of the day, we're in the same place that we were before. We have an allegation of a criminal trespass. We've determined that it's not that. We're getting ready to go about our business, and you've got the end of your
go about my business, and we're done.
Is there anything else that we could do to help you?
No, thank you, Major Stanko. Stanko, thank you, Major.
Most people don't pronounce it.
Stanko. Okay.
So is there anything else that we can do?
No, I don't need any help from you. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it, Lieutenant.
All right.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Long Island
Audit.
what?
Long Island Audit. And you'll see that I conduct myself in a very different manner.
Just to reiterate, remember, you're allowed to go
You will
down
see.
here, any area that is a normal access you're able to do. If a citizen does not want themselves recorded in their private affairs and communications, you do not have a right to intercept that communication. You can keep yourself from the distance to allow you to obtain that recording, but you're not allowed personally, even you personally, to step in the close enough distance to be able to interfere with that communication.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
And you wouldn't want that done to you. So it's
Exactly.
no matter, it's do unto others.
Exactly. And that's why I don't follow people around with a camera. I don't just, it's very, I just came from Elkton, right? Elkton Municipal Building.
Yeah.
Okay, that explains it.
Yeah.
There's a little miscommunication. That's
And
why
we had a great conversation with officers. Nothing happened. So
again, we go off of what's presented to us, and it's like a puzzle. We start putting the pieces.
And you put the pieces together in a great fashion.
And
Thank
we
you.
don't. And we don't.
Because my rights were violated.
We don't take right or license to apply our own bias or anything to go in there. We take facts. That's what we deal with.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And ironically, there's more commonality between what it is that we do than the other.
I understand that.
Not, because you're in pursuit of the truth, the actual truth.
Exactly.
And the difference between the two of us is you have a license to change that truth. We don't.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunately you would.
But you did.
understand.
But you did well in not. You did well today in not enforcing people's feelings, because a lot of the times that happens where law enforcement enforce people's feelings.
True, but what I would say to you is that in today's culture of where we're at, your profession, much like mine, is in the process of reviewing what it does to how that we can better serve the public.
Of course.
I would suggest that your profession do the same, because if anybody has a broken trust with communities in this, it's journalism.
Yeah.
Law enforcement, and where
For
you're
sure.
standing right now does not.
Yeah.
We don't engage in bad police. We keep a hold of our personal feelings, and we have a highest level of professionalism. Unfortunately, your profession
Maybe you're
doesn't
speaking
get
for
the
yourself.
privilege- No, of this county. I've worked here 24 years.
Okay.
I can tell you, you can conduct a mail-in ballot anonymously here, and you'll see that what I'm saying is true. It's not self-serving. It's factual.
And you're speaking on Cecil County.
And that's all I can, because
Okay.
that's all I know.
Okay.
You don't know.
I'll do some investigative work and find out.
There's no doubt in my mind. You go right ahead.
I'll do some
But what I would
investigative
say
work.
to
I
you,
haven't heard.
appreciate
I
the
haven't
fact-
heard some. I've heard some bad things, but I
Well,
will.
depending on who you're talking to, remember, the truth is not always
Exactly, and I will investigate the truth, and I'll put it in the video. Okay.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Thank you.
Lieutenant, if you want to tell him I'm using the restroom, I'm just going to the
Oh, that helps.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one. All right, let's fill out this public information request form here. I hope you learned something here, Virginia, today. Hope you learned something. Education is key. Here you go, ma'am. That's the request that I made. First, last name, salary of all, and title of all county employees.
We're all taken for everybody in this building?
Everybody. Have a nice day. All right, guys, so we're just getting out of the Cecil County Government Administrative Building here in Maryland. Definitely started off as a fail, ended as everybody getting educated. That's what I love to see. Everybody getting a good education on our First Amendment right to film in public. Freedom of press wins. We were not trespassed from the building unlawfully. We were able to conduct our business, get our photos and video of all the publicly accessible areas, do our Public Information Act request here. Virginia, if you're watching this video, I hope you understand that you cannot trespass somebody who is engaged in a constitutionally protected activity from a public building. What do you have to hide in this building that you wouldn't want a polite journalist taking pictures and video of your building? I never understood it, and I never will understand it. I'm very polite to everybody. I tell you what I'm doing. Independent journalist. What is the big deal here? I hope everybody in this building understands that my intent is not to antagonize anybody, but it is to peacefully exercise my rights without them being violated by public servants, from law enforcement to government employees. Now, the first sergeant, he changed his tune as time went on, but at first he was demanding ID because he's investigating a trespass. Technically, by saying that he suspects me of trespassing, I would have had to provide him my ID. That's why I offered to leave the building, because that is reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime. You know, it's complete BS, and we all know that, but reasonable suspicion is a very low standard, and Virginia called and said that I was trespassing. So, not a good look for Virginia. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. As always, stay safe, God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.